All right, here we are. I thought I'd start by having some of my summer streams. This was our walk to Kinsman Park. We went to the park, the playground. We went to the water park, and there was a swimming pool, but we didn't go there. You need it's by, you make arrangements to go there to have parties and stuff. Such. Other than that, it's not walk in. Anyway, yeah. So we might have a little trouble keeping things in frame because I am using my phone for my live, and I'm using my computer to run YouTube. And this is how I like it better. Anyway, I thought, let's get to know each other. And interestingly, I've been doing this for almost 8 months now, and we've never introduced ourselves. I'm Roaming and Ramble. Roaming Ramble. I'm roaming, and the rest of us ramble too, because we're a whole family. I do this with my daughter and my son, but my wife gets time off from work in the summer, and we do things, and she gets time off in the winter sometimes, and we do things. And right now, I was going to go out live and do a neighborhood walk, but it's kind of cold, and I've been dealing with sick kids all week. They've been out of school for the last 3 days, not feeling well. It's that time of year. So I figured we'll go live right here again. One thing I have not done is introduce myself and who am I and what am I about. Well, here it is. I'm a Roaming Ramble, and we like vlogging. We like to walk vlogs. We've just started this summer. We were vlogging before the COVID shutdown. We were vlogging things like local events, like toy cons and stuff like that. And then most everything got shut down. I mean, 2019 was pretty much the end, and that's where most of these vlog walkers come from. The Toronto walks and the New York City walkers and stuff like that. They are coming out of the COVID era because that's the one thing people could do. They could go out by themselves and they could walk. And it's legal in North America to turn on a camera and vlog your walks and anything else for that matter. It's pretty much why we have Remembrance Day and why veterans go out to these wars and they die for our rights. That's the freedom that they died for. Is for journalism, the right to vlog our life and events in our world, whether it's history or sometimes it's news, it's crimes, it's war, it's wars, it's rumors, and everything else. They fight for that right for us to have the right to do this, and it's our freedom. One of them, right? It's our freedom. Everybody says, you're taking away my right for speech because they don't let you give the middle finger on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, or say certain words, like unlived. And, well, they're using unlived because Facebook, YouTube and stuff, they don't like you to say killed or suicides and stuff like that. And I can understand. But anyway, here's what it is. Roaming and Ramble loves the vlogging. I like the walks in the city. It's a little cool right now. I'm an older guy. I don't do the cold well. It gives me aches, gives me cramps. I got to walk the kids to school every day, go and pick them up from school. And sometimes I grab the camera and I vlog that, but it's even been too cold for that because the gimbal is not working. We've got a low price gimbal. We don't have one of the higher end ones. And the last time I took this out, when it got below 50, the battery went instantly dead. Bang! I mean, I didn't walk, my 2 feet didn't move 6 times before the gimbal just quit. Literally, I had to take the phone off the gimbal, fold it up, and go with the camera without the gimbal. And we're still doing that, but it's tough when you got gloves on to hold a phone, depending on the type of gloves. I'm going to have to find gloves when it's nice enough. I mean, it can be freezing, but sometimes the temperatures here get well below freezing. I mean, they get well subpar when we're talking, we're having days sometimes in the 60s and the 70s and nights in, 9 or 10 below zero. I don't think we've had the double digits quite yet, but most years at this time we do. There is a Santa Claus parade coming up next weekend on the 19th. I may or may not be there, but I'm going to get one of my family members to record this parade either way. And then we'll do some, if I have to, I will do the voice myself. I will do a talkover. And during the parade, kind of like I'm doing now. But raw footage. I don't do a lot of editing. I think that's what makes the vlogging interesting. If I edit it, then it's just camera tricks. It's not really real life. You know what I mean? I prefer it to be real life. The other thing about me, a lot of people don't understand or don't know, is that I'm sensitive. I'm not necessarily saying I see dead people. That's not true at all. I hear them, and they're spirits. They're not dead. Spirits are eternal. People are defined. If it's humans, they've got bodies, or they're not what you see in the paranormal. It's their spirit and other spirits. 90% of what is out there is alien. In fact, all of what we see out there is alien. Because even our spirit, it's not, everybody says within, but it's not within, it's connected. Think of a spirit with a lot of fingers and toes. I mean, more than 10 fingers and toes. Think of them as, and you're going to see these go down and link. And man, they link to more than one life, okay? A lot more. They're eternal. Body dies off. One ending is a new beginning. Infinity is a zero because it starts over. Every ending is a new beginning. Continued. But what I do is I can look at a picture. If you say you see something and you ask what it is, and there's a lot of people who get insulted when I say, do you see this spirit? Do you see this soul? And I say, and mind you, I'm not a skeptic. What I am skeptical of sometimes is people's, why they do it. Sometimes you don't see ghosts or spirits. Paranormal, it is, but it's not a ghost or a spirit. It's symbolization. If somebody sees something, if you take a picture or you look in a mirror and you see something, a lot of times it's not a ghost or a spirit. It's definitely not demonic. Demonics is an archetype. We have people that are in balance. They can control their demons so that the good part of them helps them survive. They've learned survival skills with their demons, the better of their demons, and they hold back the rest. They've learned how to hold their demons in check to help them survive, to use the strength without the nastiness. We all have them. They are not spirits. They are archetypes of our spirit. Okay? Now, you could have a bit of a demanding side, which would help you in your job as a boss or a supervisor, keep things in check and in line. Nobody's going to, you're out there doing your job and leading people in a way that not mean, not really nasty or mean, but just in a way that gets them to move in a direction they need to. Keep them moving in an organized fashion. But there are demons, and those demons can get out of control. They can get nasty, they can get demanding, and they can do wrong things, very wrong things, as we find from our history. We have a history of in North America of slavery and all that stuff, and those are some people's demons out of balance. And when I say out of balance, yes, it is exactly what it means, out of balance. In some cases, in modern time, when your demons get out of balance enough, they call it mental issues. Some people say it's chemical, physical, genetics. We know a lot of that is science has proven it not to be true. Genetics is broken by our environment. It's not something that's born, runs in your family. Our genetics, our DNA, things that cause cancer. What causes cancer? It's things in the environment. If you smoke cigarettes long enough, it'll eventually break something in your genetics that will cause you to have a cancer somewhere, perhaps. If the same would go for other chemicals that cause cancer. It's like poison. Poison, you're not, it kills you. For some, it kills you. For a dog, certain types of things that would kill a human, a dog could live through, or any other animal live through, no problem at all. Right? So it's the things in our environment that break our genetics. There's no such thing as it runs in your family. Anyway, I can see pictures, and sometimes you get a read on them. Sometimes they are spooky dooky. Sometimes they're spirits, but mostly what they are is like reading. It's like reading tarot. Okay, if you can look at something, say, look at something. Don't bring the picture to me and say, do you see a girl, or do you see a dog, or do you see a horse, or do you see a ghost? Just bring a picture to me and say, what do you see there? You might want to circle the area where you see it or something like that. I mean, I look at it and get a feel for it. Sometimes it is an energy, but usually it's spiritual. It's symbolism of something from your mind that is relevant to you. Like if, say, you're looking and you're seeing a little girl, the outline of something like a little girl, that it doesn't not necessarily the spirit of a little girl. Spirits are not little, they're not children, and they're not adults. They're not people at all. They're souls, they're energy, they're minds, frequency, filled with energy and riding on a wave. They're not, they connect with you through, you could say, putting it in terms that we would understand, your spirit is connected to you through a contract. The one thing that is truly about those spook stories, where you get the crossroad demons and contracts for your soul, the one thing, it's not a contract for your soul, it's a contract your soul makes to experience life through that body from birth to death. When that body dies, that soul gets another body, and it's lived lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, because it's eternal. It's forever. And its main goal is to experience this creation that it's made to its fullest. And when I say it's made, I mean collectively, all spirits, not just one. There's been billions and billions of people on Earth, and every vision of every person has created the world as we know it. We are the many that make up the one. Together we are all that one. Some people call it God. It doesn't matter. And that is even the message in the Bible. If you don't take it literally, you take it metaphorically, you understand that it's the ghost, the spirit, the Holy Spirit they talk about is the congregation, the people. Not a being from the sky, but the souls that are here, the congregation. The Holy Ghost is all the souls put together that make up the Creator, the person, the mind with the vision that creates all this. When you think about every innovation in our world, it's many, many visions all put together into one piece. And we're looking on the screen at a swing. Now, a swing is an innovation. each part of that swing was a vision of somebody. And people took that vision, took these visions, put all that stuff together to create a swing. The chain links, the way the links go together, the connections to make the swing move, the metal frame for the swing set. It's hundreds, if not thousands, of innovative visions of many people over a long period of time that created the parts that put that swing set together. It wasn't just one vision. The person who had the vision to make that swing set needed the vision of 1,000 other people to create the chains and the buckles and the hinges and the welding and the steel. A lot of visions put together. It was a collective vision that built that swing set, even if it was one company that put those visions together. And computers are the same, and cars are the same, and anyway, you get a vision, you get a picture. Don't bring it to a medium or a sensitive or anything like that. Tell them what it is. Ask them what they see. Sometimes it is a ghost. Sometimes it is a haunting, and sometimes it's just symbolism from your mind. Something relevant to your life. Like you see a little girl sitting in the corner alone. It could indicate a fear, loneliness, cold, fear of being alone, scared. You see a dog, it's always a symbol of protection and strength and something watching out for you and giving you a certain sense of security. There's many things that are just symbolism from our own spirit. I watch some of these paranormal things, and I just watched one this morning, Drina and Mike's Paranormal, where they were doing some alone challenges, and Mike went into the location where they were, his alone challenge, and he kept getting responses that said scared and afraid and this and that, and he instead of actually understanding what was going on. Sometimes when we listen to those apps and those spirit talkers and stuff, it's our own spirit. We got so much energy. Spirits take energy, and sometimes our spirits get charged up as well. Not sometimes, but always. Always. Spirits including ours, need energy. Okay? And if you got a spirit talker and it's saying scared or afraid and this and that and the other thing, and you're saying, no, I'm not scared, and you're asking that spirit if they're scared, you're arguing with yourself. A lot of times, 90% of the time, you're arguing with yourself. Nothing can read a spirit or an energy better than a spirit or an energy. Okay? If that spirit talker is saying scared or afraid, it's reading your energy. And if you're sitting there saying, no, I'm not scared, are you scared? You're arguing with yourself. Quite literally, because the mind is not the brain, the mind is the spirit, and the spirit's reading the spirit. Okay? If your spirit's telling you you're scared, and you say, no, I'm not scared, are you scared? You're arguing with yourself. Plain and simple. Just being honest here. You're arguing with yourself. So sometimes things you hear on the Spirit Talker, they're relevant to you. They're relevant to your situation. I want to challenge these guys to do an alone spirit in that building again. So Mike and Drina, and I know they don't, I mean, they see me in their chat sometimes, but they don't know who Roaming and Ramble is. But hey, Mike and Drina, if you're listening, and Joe CTV too, if you're listening, next time I want you to go back to that building, do those alone challenges again. Bring real equipment with you. Bring some blankets or a quilt, something that you're probably not going to use for anything else until after it's cleaned again, or you're just going to throw it away, or maybe a sheet. Go in there for your alone challenge. Turn out the lights, turn off the spirit talkers, leave the camera on, lay down on that couch in that building. Lay right down on it, cover it up, lay down on it, close your eyes, spend some quiet time in there. Just clear your mind and listen. Not just with your ears, but with your soul, with your mind, which is your soul, your spirit. Just listen. And your senses are going to start telling you things. They are. Something's going to get bold and perhaps touch you. Maybe you'll feel a touch on your arm, or a cold chill, or you'll feel the static of hair standing up. Perhaps you'll hear a voice whisper in your ear, or you'll hear a voice in your mind, in your transmitted. It's not words, because spirits don't speak to each other in words. They just kind of download information. And I'm going to guarantee you that will be an alone challenge you will never ever forget. If you're ever going to get any real evidence, you're going to get it while you're down there and you're open to it completely. Eyes closed, in the dark, no spirit talkers, no nothing. Just allowing whatever energy is in there to feed what it wants to say to your spirit. Don't worry about possession. Everybody, all these guys and their drama with getting possessed and all that stuff. In honesty, a possession is when you let your demons take over without being controlled. You let your demons take you over without the control, just using the good side of your demons and keeping the rest of it at bay. When a person don't learn how to control their demons, they become out of balance. They become possessed by their demons. That is possession. It's not another soul taking over your body. It's the archetypes of the same soul. If you can tend to have everybody can tend to have a nasty side or an evil side or this side or that side, but when you let one take over completely, that's a possession. Then you're possessed. And today, they call it mental illness. And why is that? Because in modern times, your psychologists and stuff, in the 17 and 1800s, they would have been called witches. Psychologists and stuff like that, they would have been burned at the stake for witchcraft. Basically, witchcraft is today's modern mental psychiatry. That's exactly what it is. Anyway, that's the spooky dooky side of Roaming Ramble. I mean, this channel over since 2010 has had many, many different names. Roaming and Ramble is just the latest because we enjoy the vlogging, and the COVID lockdowns are over, and we're all getting out and want to get back out in the sunshine. We want to get back out doing what we used to do, and we're going to record and vlog like we used to, with a broader whole different outlook. I don't want to niche because sometimes we just can't get out. Like today, it's cold, people are sick. It's been a week since I've been out there streaming, but I can do these lives. Now you know who I am. I'm Roaming Ramble. We like to vlog, we like to game, and yes, I don't claim to be a medium, but I do sense spirits. I can hear spirits, and I can get a feeling from pictures like you'd read tarot cards. I can read attitudes. I can read by looking at your face, even on camera, and looking into your eyes. I can read people. All right. It's like there's another a YouTuber out there who runs a channel from Philadelphia, Deep View Media or Philly Podcast. It doesn't recording history, whatever he calls himself. Says he likes me because I always share, and I'm not necessarily sharing. Okay, anything that I know, I don't. For myself, I've been on YouTube since 2011. I have no interest in being the most famous person or having the most subscribers or any such thing like that. But what I do have is a need to not be bored. Yes, I am an older guy who's my age is already beyond retirement, okay? Sometimes I need something to keep me busy. YouTube keeps me busy. If you're somebody who vibes with what I'm saying, if you're these people who vibe with what I'm saying, then, and you're feeling like you're bored or you're not busy or it's YouTube is the only way that you can get out, then, you know, you're listening to me, you're not bored either. We are helping each other. All right, but my point is for the guy from Deep View Media, you know, Mr. Works, he calls himself. When I tell you things, how can I put this? I'm reading you. Friend, I'm not telling you anything from my experience. I'm looking at you, I'm watching you. I can see in your eyes, hear in your words, hear in your attitude. I'm reading you what you should be doing, what your idea is. I know, I can see what your idea is. It's, you know, you're transmitting it to me, so to speak. You're downloading it into my head, my mind, which is my spirit. I read these things. It's what I do. Been doing it. It's been happening to me since I was 3 years old. Why? I don't know. But it does, and you could do it too if you actually practiced at it and worked at it. You could, I mean, you say yourself as you walk down the street, you can read a problem, you can see a problem when it presents itself. You can hear an argument about to happen and know that it's just going to lead to trouble and avoid it. And that's how you avoid getting hurt when you're walking through places like Kensington and stuff like that. Well, if you follow your instinct, you can also be sensitive and sense spirits and souls, and not always of those who lived, not always of those who lived, but also of those who already live, who are here. All right? Your eyes and your attitude and your videos and your words, they all speak volumes, okay? Your essence speaks volumes. And when I tell you something about what I think you should be doing and stuff like that, like the podcast idea I spoke of and stuff like that, and when I give advice about the little protest video you did and things like that, and how it could be used as part of a podcast, and how it should be local people you work with. You should be looking for people at least within Pennsylvania, if not Philly itself. I mean, they could be from Pittsburgh or Erie, but you don't want people from Kathmandu and Mozambique, and you don't want those things. I mean, that's not going to be what Deep View Media or Philly Podcast is about. You could work with those guys who do Philly videos. I mean, there is Jeff, and there's Captain, and there's others. And I don't think the live cam people want their faces known whatsoever. I know if I was the guys doing those live cams, even on members only now, the way they are, I certainly wouldn't want my face on a podcast to become well known. But there are many out there that do the walks like you do and do the programming like you do. Get together with them And you all invest your own time, your own money, your own effort, and syndicate together and share the wealth with each other, like a royalty fee. And all the money you make week after week, month after month, make a quarterly or a semi-yearly payout to each other. Divide the wealth. Work together to create that podcast. And then make it funded. And yeah. But I don't say that because I want to tell you what to do or I want to tell you an idea. I I'm not trying to tell you or give you an idea or tell you what you should do. I'm telling you what I'm reading from your own energy. This is what you want. So if it's what you want, why ain't it what you're doing? That's my confusion. See, you get you get confused. Just to be honest with you, I get confused when I see people wanting to do one thing but doing an entirely other. What you need to be doing right now, work on one of those channels, get it monetized. By summertime, you're going to have 2, if not 3 channels monetized, because you're so close on the 2 new channels, the Recording History and the Philly podcast. You're so close to reaching at least partial monetization at this point. You can almost taste it, and you can't even reapply until December or January for the other channel, for Deep View Media, that was blocked. I think they're going to keep running you through I think they're going to keep giving you the runaround for a while. I don't know that they're going to allow you to have a partnership on that channel again in December when you reapply. In fact, because some of the stuff that you're doing on that channel hasn't changed, there's going to be one human involved that's going to say that you haven't learned your lesson. Okay, that's just you're running, and you're not doing it so much in your live streams anymore as you are in some of those loops where I see you're going past those people and they're bobbing out, and you can see the needle still hanging out of their arm, and they're half passed out. And I've seen it not just once. I'm not commenting because I've seen it once. I see it over and over and over in some of those loop things that you ran. And it's not Facebook it's Facebook who demonetized you, but it's not Facebook who's seen that caused the demonetization. It was somebody in the group who watched your videos and noticed this that reported it. All right, maybe not some of your top subscribers, but one person who subscribed during a particular time reported it for something like drug use with kids or something like that, because it was the only relevant report that they could make, because they only have a list of certain things you can choose from when you report these things. It can be a scam, it could be inappropriate behavior with children. There's only a small list, okay, that you can report. And the report is not written, it's just a click of a button. So when they say wrongful behavior in front of children or whatever it was, it may not even have been that. It may have been something else, but it was the only thing close that they could put the report in. Or they could have just been somebody who got upset. Somebody who was really, really upset with something you said in chat, and they just did the report and clicked a button. Could have just been because they had a bit of undigested beef in their stomach, and they got a little bit of a thing going on, and anger in their mind, and they said, "Oh, the hell with this," and reported you, and now you're demonetized. It doesn't have to be what it says it is, because that's not how That's not how YouTube's system works. No matter how perfect you think it is, those bots and that AI stuff they use, it's not all that sometimes accurate or great. And we're starting to hear more and more about that every day as ChatGTP and Bard and all them guys become more and more popular in the world. It's not a perfected system yet. It makes a lot of errors. It does make great video, but that's not all of what it's about. You know, a lot of it is about security of our equipment, like our computers and our phones and such like that. And some of it's about writing, some of it's about math, some of it's about life. It's basically all about all the history. All right, it's kind of like Wikipedia. It's got to be more than Wikipedia, the AI that they're putting out there today. So that was my video of Kinsman Park. We'll see if we can find you anything else. What if I look for one of the videos I was watching this morning that I talked about. Can I find it? Probably not, right? Yeah, here's one. Is this one it? Doesn't matter, we're here, right? Nope, 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 nope. No commercials. Not allowed. So, trying to get this video over. Making it difficult. No commercials, guys. Come on. Be serious. There you go. Let's get serious here.
So real quick, guys, I'm getting ready to sign out. I did this quick phone challenge in this creepy old abandoned children's home. I believe it is. It is a children's home. And this is my second.
Anyway, she's done. That was quick. It was as quick as a flash. I'm not sure what I did wrong there. I know it was longer than that, so here we go. She did not get any evidence here. The spirits, it was too much light where she is. The walls are white, and she had a big bright light on. When you do any kind of stuff in an area like this where the walls are very bright, light, and all that, what you really want to look for is when the room starts to look like it's filling with a mist or a smoke. You might even start sniffing, smelling for burning, because the mist and the stuff is going to be the spirit energy. You can see that when it's light. You cannot see other energies, other sorts of ways, really, when there's this much light, because of the coloring of your atmosphere. And this is the location with the couch where I talked about turning out the lights, leaving the camera on, turning off the apps and the other devices, and just closing your eyes in a meditative state, clearing your mind, and then allowing the energy of the building to speak to you, or to your soul. Here's the thing, if you're locking a door in a haunted location, who are you trying to keep out? Certainly not the spirits, because they'll just follow you. They don't see, spirits are not even here. They can ignore whatever we see as matter, and matter is just a trick of light. Even the buildings we're in, the chairs we sit on, it's a way that light forms itself that gets stronger than the human body can go through itself.
Same place where we did the
But other things can, radiation can from the sun, and other
previous
and
video that
radio waves, certain radio waves and certain light waves can go straight through buildings and walls. And there is X-rays that you used to be able to destroy computers, and in some cases you still can, I guess. If you X-rayed them, the light would just ruin certain parts of it, including the capacitors and other stuff, because it can go penetrate right through it. And it does so with such energy that it's heat, and it
something's back there. So
yeah, so it's self-explanatory how that works.
should I ask questions? This is my second official
Now,
challenge in a sense.
best thing to do, and I know it's boring because she's trying to make a live stream. She's trying to be interesting, but
Eric, Dusty,
she's talking with her community. She's not really alone. An alone challenge would be without that shot. Completely alone. She should have a walkie-talkie for safety, just in case, so that she can talk with the rest of the team, but not have the communication with followers. This is something they just have to watch and wait for things to develop. She really needs to be quiet.
nice. I'm glad y'all got notifications. Yay.
Most of spirit
So
activity
y'all are gonna keep me company.
is felt in your own soul. The energy is felt in your own soul. It's not seen with your eyes. A lot of it's not heard or felt, except in your own soul. It's downloaded to you. I mean, yes, sometimes there will be the electrostatic charge as energy pass through, raises the hair on your arms and stuff like that. But, 5G and AM radio can do that too if you're close enough to a tower. And that's just factual. Don't have to have any electricity in the location you're in whatsoever. That you're surrounded by it.
Mind protection. This is a central light. I'm gonna set it at this hallway. There's a hallway over here.
So you don't need your security. That is not. I mean, some people would call it a device you'd use for ghost hunting. Others would call it a security device. Here's another one. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. They're arguing with themselves on that one. You're saying you're not scared while putting your security device out. At least she's not doing what the kids do when they do the ghost hunts. They do the screaming and the running and all that stuff. That's all fake as...
Set up there in the hallway.
They think they're good actors, but what they're really doing is destroying whatever there is of an investigation. You're trying to watch for her camera to go out of focus or to get a real mist, not just an overlighted area like we just seen.
Like, shut off. So if the light's up, only people that are in here are me and Tony.
She's got so much light that the camera's overlighted in some cases because of the white walls. Overexposure, you could call it.
Turn this around both ways so y'all can see a little bit of everything.
But her camera is very focused, and there's very little mist or shadows. There's no what some people would call pareidolia, standing out on the floor or the walls. It's the energy is very quiet. Now the meter there that she's using, the electromagnetic meter, that's no good. In the locations where they're at, if your phone gets close to it, it gets a stronger reading. When your phone gets further away, it gets a weaker reading because your phone is transmitting and receiving all the time, while, especially while you're live streaming. You can say you're in airplane mode all you want, but if you're in a live stream, like she was, you're not in airplane mode. You're transmitting signal and receiving signal. There's transmission and receiving. You're downloading information and uploading information in order to have a live stream. It's a pulse oscillating back and forth. And it's not only one side, it's not only the video, it's the audio too. You forget about that. Those are two different tracks.
What do you call those things that make the door automatically shut? So I thought that was on the door, and that could have possibly been the noise, but it's just a regular door that you just open and close. It don't shut by itself. So it definitely was not the door. Kind of creepy.
It's very, very dead here. Very dead.
Yes, the hinge thingy. You like me, Dusty? That thing.
We could complain about the hinge all you want, but the residual energy in places is recorded in the metal. It's in the hinges and the doorknobs and the nails and whatever, because rust is what we use for recording tape. So if we're hearing residual sounds, those are good things. Those are recordings in the environment to play over and over and over again at certain times.
If so, I have a light. You can just walk by it, and it will let me know you're here. If you want to use the energy from my light, you can also do that. You don't have to be scared or shy. Y'all can hear Tony. Sounds like he's closer.
Spirits are not necessarily looking for energy. They're looking to get grounded. They are a positive source. They're looking for a ground or a negative source. That is why they like DC energy, because it's negative. It's a negative energy pushing positive along, unlike AC, which is alternating. It just sits still. It's a positive energy. It just sits still until a negative comes along and pushes it down the line. And spirit can sometimes be the same thing.
If you'd like to.
Why are you stuck here? Well, I'm all positive energy. I have nothing to push me along. It's not magnetic. It's got to have a stronger negative current into the positive to make it move.
One knock for yes, two knocks for no. Can you give me a knock to let me know that you're here? One knock.
So anyway, this is what I watched, and her husband did on the Lone Challenge in the same area. He just stayed in the same place. Kept telling the spirit talker, which kept saying scared and afraid and worried and such like that, and to leave. And he kept arguing with it. I'm not scared, I'm not afraid, I'm not going to leave. But that was his own spirit. He's arguing with himself, his own energy.
I don't consider myself
when you got a spirit talker or an app, it's going to have all kinds of words from the surroundings. You have to act as a filter and know what's intelligent from outside and what's intelligent from within.
We were in a back bathroom.
Within yourself.
My head was feeling like it was being squeezed. I think last time it happened, we had a lot of activity, so I may go back there in that back bedroom.
Your head felt like it was being squeezed.
I felt that weird energy.
is no grapefruit.
Did you see another orb?
Yes, I've been seeing several orbs.
I'm glad y'all came through and said something because I was wondering if y'all were
That's
still there.
from your, I think it's orbs charging the atmosphere. Your light is so much, it's charging the atmosphere because there's no action in your meter whatsoever. So there's no energy in that area. But orbs are nothing but like plasma that gets energized, and the light it gives.
The orb you saw?
It can wake these plasmas up and make them glow, and then they start to move across areas.
And just so y'all know, we did say a prayer before we all went our separate ways. Thank you, Patty. It feels light, right? Yeah, that's what I feel in here too. I don't feel much. So y'all up for me?
I don't feel much. That's true. She doesn't feel much because there's about nothing there.
Walk around.
I see nothing, feel nothing, hear nothing. Except the other guy is with her. There is somebody else who's with her. It's not a complete alone challenge. We've seen him walk through the room when she was starting. And it's obviously not a complete alone challenge because she has a community of, well, there was 300 views and probably a fair percentage of them were during her live stream. And she's talking to the viewers. And as long as you're talking to somebody on the other end, you're not alone. Yeah, just like your light. If you have a light and dust scatters, you see orbs.
Dusty. So I know Dusty is the sensitive. Do I have any other sensitives?
Other stuff in the area.
Online tonight?
I wasn't in her live, by the way. I just picked this up when I woke up this morning. They were live after I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night.
I was going to ask if I do. I want to see if you guys feel what I feel. Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Christy? That's a good thing. All right, so I'm going to take y'all to another place and tell me when the energy changes for you. For you, Dusty, I know.
When the energy changes, it doesn't work that quickly. That's the funny thing. Now, you see where her camera blurred? She just walked right by some energy and didn't even notice herself in the hallway. This is the thing. Your senses have to be awake, watching everything. If she could catch that in her camera, she could notice the camera blurred, or if there's a smoky mist building up in the area. Just,
You said you felt a shift in that last bedroom.
You felt a shift in the last bedroom. Here's the other thing, too. They go into these locations, and the smaller it is, everybody has a certain amount of, I don't know, being afraid of enclosed places. So you go into a tiny bathroom, and suddenly somebody says, the energy feels different in here. Yeah, it sure does, because it's tight, it's enclosed, and the like. And sometimes in these locations, when you got rooms that are tore apart and things are laying all over, the vibe can be a lot different as well. I mean, you walk into a room that looks like it's untouched, and it's just an empty room. But you go into an empty room that's got walls ripped down and all that, you get Now you see this bathroom?
Bathroom?
Small,
No.
compact, broken bits of toilet and everything else. It's claustrophobic in ways, and everybody has a bit of claustrophobia, no matter what they say. And you have a certain fear of the dark and the unknown, no matter what you say. Everybody has it. It's not.
This room.
It's not. There's no debate about it.
Okay, so this room right here.
I want to
This is where we
reiterate
felt the
this.
shift in. We did hear
There's no such
noises.
thing as a fucking
I see a
video.
shift there too. There is floorboards laying on the floor. There's a garbage can tipped over, papers scattered. There's light fixtures kind of hanging, unlit. Perhaps it looked like it was pulled from the ceiling a bit as well.
You can use your phone just as well as you watch this video. Because your phone can play
You see the
any YouTube
chalkboard on the floor from the
smash your face in if you blow it out.
the tearing down of the walls and the rest of the building. The sheetrock is very dusty.
Yeah, I definitely feel a weird vibe in there.
It's supposed to be here.
Please stop the screaming, guys. I am.
You're just refusing. You're just refusing. because
Please
you
stop the screaming, guys. I am out here live streaming. It's not necessary.
just woken up on it.
So, yeah, there is a different vibe in there. It's got a chair in the middle of the room with clothes sitting next to it. There's things out of place, so the vibe is different. It's not closed in as much,
They are both the same thing.
but it's still unsettled. It's unorganized. It's disorganized. Not what you're used to seeing. It's a little bit creepier.
You can watch it on both.
And these utility rooms are always creepy, whether it's an abandoned building or it's not.
You can.
There's
though.
just something about utility rooms, power boxes, and
That's not a reason you can't use your
hot
phone.
water heaters,
That's an excuse that
and everything all stored in one place to have a certain eerie feel to them. Because they're closed and they're claustrophobic. That's another thing about them. So, there's that. Anybody came home to a place like this, there would be a creepy vibe in it because it had just been ransacked. What we're looking for is the smoky, misty stuff, the blurring camera focus. The orbs here, yeah, they could mean something if they were larger. The small orbs ain't meaning nothing in this location that I'm not of mention anyway. Now, if I was able to make a shape out on the image of that dusty floor that looked like something, or she was, more or less, then you could take a read on it. Not that it's a spirit or an energy, but that it is a symbol of something going on in her head. Her mind, her soul, her spirit.
Something back here.
What I hear is the jiggle of her light on her tripod here. That's loose or something. So, I see a lot of footprints in that dust. That's all I know. And I would hope it's not asbestos. I hope it would be all just chalkboard.
Usually, I think a lot of times, like in this type of scenario, you're paranoid is the best time to
something
so.
on the TV that I can't listen to.
No fear.
The phone.
There's nothing on the TV you can't listen to on your phone. Everything that's on your phone, on your TV, can be on your phone. Even if you were watching Prime and you were watching Supernatural, you could watch it on your phone.
Ian won't let me listen to something that's supposed to be heard. He keeps turning the volume down to
Go
0.
get your headset.
Except I can't
Doing a
watch
loan
it
challenge.
on
We
my
are doing a loan challenge tonight.
phone. No one can.
So,
Stop.
Just making an excuse.
kids are giving me a bit of a trouble here. They've been home all week, somewhat not feeling good, but they're not cooperating with each other. They've got bad attitudes.
Oh, I did
I
it.
didn't say exit it and watch a different one.
You said exit it. I exited it.
Well, I'm still not turning it back up.
And things like that.
You could have stayed in your bedroom if you didn't want to hear it, Ian. It makes sense. Anyway, I'm wondering what the heck that orange is on the floor. You see that orange? I don't know if maybe it's insulation. That would make sense, but
You really think that Mama's going to care about something that
fiberglass insulation? I don't know.
before she got
What
home?
was that? Did y'all see some movement over there?
No, the camera's moving, it's jiggling.
No. None of the rest of it.
Did y'all see movement, or is it just my mom playing tricks on me? What the hell?
Could be. I think the creepiest thing was that mask hanging from the
There's
ceiling.
like
Like
hallway after
string.
hallway after hallway in this place.
Right there next to that wall. You can watch your camera going out of focus. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. You gotta be aware and watching everything, even stream on your phone, because you gotta know when your camera goes out of
Y'all be
focus.
my, help
And
me be my eyes and my. Did you understand that?
it's kind of hard because there's such a delay, and she's playing the audience, but there's such a delay in what's going on. By the time you help her find out, be her eyes, it's over. She's already past it. And the energies move so quickly that even if she turned around, it wouldn't still be there. It's another tight, creepy place, and what makes it more creepy is that hot water heater had a problem. It's got all that black on the front, and the burners were burning with too much air to gas. You know.
Nice to you. You have to make compromises.
It's relaxing for everyone.
No, it is not, Ellie. That's not how humans work. Something that one person finds relaxing can be something that easily gets another person pissed off.
Guess no one is saying be stressed today.
Again, you have your fucking phone.
No, I feel like
Mouth, please. Watch your mouth. If you can't talk civil, don't talk.
So you're telling me that you shouldn't be talking during like any of your video game live
Just
streams?
shut up and don't talk. If you can't be respectful, don't demand respect that you can't show yourself. That was the thing that happened yesterday when all this breakdown happened.
And then it makes you wonder why they just got it left furniture and stuff like this. And then in this room, I'm getting chills, but I'm going to.
I don't know why that room would be giving her chills. Except maybe it's cold.
Songs you shouldn't play at a funeral or what?
All right, now I'm seeing something on that wall. And I didn't bring this up because if she's the investigator, if she don't see it, I can't read it. But I am definitely seeing, picking up something on that wall. There's an image. Maybe she's, to me, okay, I'm going to read it, even though you can't be sure. It looks like a bat. She's worried about running across the bat, perhaps, because I see a bat, the outline of a bat on that wall.
Question I'm getting. It was a
she has the thought of, I hope I don't run into a bat or something in her mind, in her spirit.
It's been closed for some time now.
In fact, I wonder if I can get back to that. Nope,
To be honest,
a little too quick. She's can see it right there, right there. Now, like I said, unless she mentions it, and then you don't know. But it's probably something running through her mind.
to be honest with you, I don't know what
Soul
this
and
place
spirit.
was. So I couldn't answer that question. I'm getting it was some type of children's song of some sort.
Hello.
Pretty much all I can tell you. It's been closed for some time now. Wonder how Joe and Mike are doing right there. They're way in the back by themselves. Totally different.
My phone's
Or buildings. Fire alarm, yeah, right.
All right, guys, we're gonna end this. I just wanted to have a live, let you know who Roaming and Ramble is. We like to do the vlogs. It's too cold to walk today. Kids are too grouchy and grumpy, and so we're doing this live. We like to vlog when we're into these things. We'll see you later. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.
Got a weird vibe.
I love the blue box.